Hi, I'm Chris Ruger, and this is a session of For the Queen for the Open Hearth gaming community. We're going to try to get this done within an hour. I've played with, I think none of you before, which I'm really excited about. And I know that we have some new folks. So I'm just going to start out. Let's do a real quick introduction of ourselves, our pronouns. I'm Chris Ruger, pronouns he, him, and I'm just going to go in the order that I see people on my screen, which is Will H, Andrea, and then Robin. So if you can go next, Will, just introduce yourself real quick and your pronouns. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Will H. I'm here in the UK, and my pronouns are he, him.
Hi, my name is Andrea. I'm in Germany and my pronouns are she, her.
I'm Robin. I'm in Vancouver, Canada. My pronouns are she, they.
Thank you. And if you all don't mind and you're able to, if you could put your pronouns into your participant name in the chat in Zoom by going to clicking on yourself and clicking rename or something like that. Awesome. So usually we have safety tools. Let's see if while you're doing that, if I actually sent any around. I don't think I did now that I think of it, which is very unusual because we didn't have a keeper. So what I'm going to do real quick is just copy one from another session that I'm running and share it with you all in the Zoom chat. So let me do that real quick. We can include lines and veils. All right, here we go. Copy to new spreadsheet. Okay. Oh, it'd be nice if the new spreadsheet came up when I did that, but let me find what I just copied it to. While I'm going through that, I will talk through the other safety tools. The safety tools we have in place are the Open Hearth Community Code of Conduct, which as members you all agree to and are probably familiar with. Open door is probably the most important one. If anything happens at any time and you need to get off the phone and the call, don't worry, feel free to tell us if you can why you're leaving, but if not and you have to leave, it was nice playing with you and sorry to see you go, but I totally understand. In terms of content, if there's something that we don't cover in lines and veils, you can just X card something or say, hey, can we change that? Let's rewind. And let me share this with you now. Call this for veils. Let's just take a real quick second, share, make this available for everyone. The link, editors, save, ignore any references to anything that's a different game, since this is a fast and dirty copy and paste. And I'm going to add one item to the bottom. People are not obliged to indicate why they have lines or veils. Lines are things that we are not going to talk about at all. Veils are things that we could touch on and fade to black about. So please take a moment, and when you are done reviewing this and adding anything, put an OK into the chat. So it looks like we're almost there. And I am going to just make sure that everybody's aware of the, okay, everybody has said they've looked at the lines of veils. So the idea here is we are going to be going through prompts in Roll20. If anybody has any problem for some reason using Roll20, I'm happy to just click through for them and share the screen in Zoom. It's the closest thing we can get to being there in person is the fact that each of us might be able to click on a card and reveal it. But given that this is the first time I've run this, if that becomes a problem, I might just pull the cards up myself. And we can, the idea is we go around the group, each person responding to a prompt. We're playing to find out what our relationship is with a queen. The land we live in has been at war for as long as any of us have been alive. We know the queen is under attack and we need to decide, are we going to defend her? The way this game works is there is a certain set of cards. I shuffled it and I eyeballed it to make sure that the end game card prompt was relatively in the middle, slightly after the middle card. If we get to the point where we are enjoying ourselves and it's taking a little bit longer than I estimated based on my complete guess, I might just throw the prompt in. There's a prompt at the end, which is basically the queen is under attack. What have you decided? So if everybody's okay with the idea of tragedy, heartbreak, betrayal, love, doubt, peril, unwavering dedication, and royalty, I think we can get started. Though there are some folks here who have been playing for a long time with Open Hearth, formerly known as the Gauntlet. Is there anything that you think I missed? It's been a couple months since I've done this. If not,
No.
Let's go.
Just in terms of this game, are we going? Sorry, give me a second. Are we going to read the instruction cards?
Yes, thank you for that idea.
That should be the green ones to the side. I've never played it on Roll20 before, but I have played for the Queen and several other Descended from the Queen games. So.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, and I
So
think
that has everything in there, all the explanations we need. And that's super handy because nobody has to remember anything. We can just read it.
Exactly. Now, do you think we should go around one person just reading each one at a time? So what I can do is
I think that's how it's intended. And if everybody is fine with reading out loud, then.
Cool. So I'm going to start with the first one. I'm going to click on these and just say show to players, and I'll go from one to the next. So let's start with, we'll go in the order of Will, Andrea. And is it Andrea or Andrea?
Whichever.
One. Okay.
As long as you spell it right, I don't care how you pronounce it.
Okay. So we'll go Will, me, Andrea, Robin.
Cool. Go around the table clockwise, taking turns reading these cards out loud.
The land you live in has been at war for as long as any of you have been alive.
The Queen has decided to undertake a long and perilous journey to broker an alliance with a distant power.
The Queen has chosen all of you and no one else to be her retinue and accompany her on this journey.
She chose you because she knows that you love her.
You are welcome to look through the Queen cards for inspiration. If there's one that seems right for the group, place it on the table to inspire your story. So do you think we should do that at this point? Okay, so I'm going to, I think you can all do it if you want to, if you
just given that we're playing for 1 hour,
yeah.
Should we just go with the draw a card at random, just because it immediately makes the decision rather than,
I like that idea.
Fine with me. And if
okay,
if it doesn't work for anyone at all, then we can just still veto it and pull another one.
Yep. So I'm just going to shuffle and choose the one at the top. So here is, whoops, let me grab it. Should show up on the.
Oh yeah. Oh, interesting.
So if anybody's not comfortable with this for any reason, we can choose a different queen, and you don't even have to explain why. Is everybody okay with this queen, or would we like to choose a different one?
It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so I think we are up to Andrea now.
I think it's my turn, right? Set the card that reads the queen is under attack. Do you defend her aside?
Okay, it's been done.
Modified instruction for Roll20 said ignore that card if you scroll down.
Thank you.
That's the complication.
Yeah, I already went through that and did the effectively new idea.
Shuffle the red prompt cards and place them face down in the center of the table.
As the GM, click choose next to the prompt deck so you can see the location of the queen is under attack card. Shuffle the deck until the card is the desired depth for your game length, about in the middle for a 30-minute game, or in the bottom third of the deck for a game that lasts an hour or more.
Perfect. Thank you for reading that. Please call out any corrections. When you've read the instruction cards, continue clockwise with the red prompt cards. Take turns reading the questions out loud. Interpret these questions and answer them however you wish.
Other players may ask you questions or make suggestions on your turn, but whether you answer those questions or include those suggestions is entirely up to you.
Place the X card somewhere everyone can easily reach it.
And I think the idea here is we can just verbally say X card or let's undo this, given that we're not here in person.
Yeah. Or let me just try something. Because we have an X card on the table. Is there a way? No, we can't move it. But anyway, we have it as a reminder. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you encounter a card or an answer that you don't want to be included in the game, tap the X card. That content is removed from the game.
If you draw a card that is removed this way, simply draw another card. You can X a card that you drew yourself.
You can also pass on your turn. To do so, give the prompt card you drew to the next player and say, I'd like to hear your answer to the question.
A prompt card can be passed around the table until someone applies the X card to it.
Continue answering, passing, and Xing questions until the queen is under attack card is drawn.
Each player should answer that question in turn, then the game is over.
Sorry, I seem to. Oh, yeah. Whoever wants to can draw the first prompt card.
And that is it.
Yeah.
Now I'm wondering functionality wise, if anybody else is able to choose a card. So doesn't somebody besides me try it out?
It looks as though I have the ability, because I think on Roll20 it would just not say draw if you couldn't draw, you know? So
yeah. Do you want to start?
Sure, why not? I was going to be very British and just wait around for everybody else to say yes.
I mean, it's fine if it's fine if not.
No
is an acceptable answer to that question.
Yeah, no, I do want to draw. I always want to draw. But where did it go? Oh, there we go. It went into my hand. It's been a while since I played a card game.
Oh, so it goes into your hand?
Yeah, so it can go. I think if you just drag it off the top, then it comes onto the table. If you click on draw, it'll go into your hand, and then you have to draw it out from the thing.
So I'm just moving it into this little prompts area, if you don't mind. We'll just cover the next one. Okay.
Yeah. The queen trusts you, but no one else in the royal court does. Why? Because I am the queen's spy master.
Oh, interesting.
And I know all of their secrets. Or I think I do.
Wait, do we know that you're the spy master?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's why you don't trust me. Everyone assumes, right?
And we're all different people, right?
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
did
we're
you
all
know?
like traveling with the queen and somehow
Right.
have an important role with her, but we don't know what it is yet because that's what we will find out during the game.
When did you know you were in love with the queen? I knew I was in love with the queen when I woke up with an assassin standing over me, lying next to me in my tent, and she had thrust her spear into his chest and saved my life.
Oh, wow. Okay. Let's see. Oh, you saved the queen's life once. How? Um, I I'm making her clothes and helping her dress, and I made her a special storage place, like in her sleeve for a hidden weapon. And just because I put it there, she was able to defend herself in a situation where she needed to, and that is how I saved her life. At least that's what she told me.
Oh, I flipped it. There we go. There's a part of you that does not want peace in this land. Why are you attached to a war? I think it's because I sell weapons. I make and sell weapons. So this war has been very good for business for me.
Yeah. What kinds of weapons do you make?
Oh, spears, arrows, bows, sometimes swords, but only for special orders.
Cool.
You are considered beautiful by almost everyone you meet. How does the queen make you question that perception? Hmm. Uh, I think because the queen only sees that as a tool for her purposes. She doesn't seem to be attracted to it at all, to be drawn to it in any which way. She just treats me like, like a law, like a thing. That's how I became the spy master. People can't help but open up to a pretty face. Except the queen, of course.
Interesting.
Have you worked with the tailor who creates, pockets for special weapons as being the spy master, or are you not overlapping?
Has the tailor bedecked me in the most finely fitted raiment to visit the other peoples, the neighboring countries, and to blend in with them?
I mean, sure. I've made a few of your outfits, but I think there's this one compartment in the queen's clothing that even you don't know about, but I do.
Yeah. I always ask you, that blade that the queen had, I need one of those pockets. I need one of those things. Give me everything that you put into hers. And you tell me you are.
Yeah.
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 Queen is not your queen. Why do you serve her anyway? I am a high-ranking noble of another kingdom, and I am a prisoner. And she thinks that the information I have is valuable. This is why I have many enemies, and why there was an assassination attempt on my life. Perhaps I know something about her, and I serve her because she's the only one that really I feel like I can trust to protect me in this land.
And you're in love with her.
Yeah.
Maybe a little Stockholm syndrome.
All right. Let's see. Oh, the queen touched you once. What about the memory of that will stay with you forever? Oh, I mean, normally I touch her because I have to when measuring her for clothes and fitting them and such. But that one time when I was, I don't know, kneeling at her feet, fixing her hem, the hem of um, one of her trousers, she touched my cheek very tenderly, and that to this day, it feels like her fingers are burnt into my cheek, and yeah, it
I'm
never
sorry.
happened before, and it never happened again.
Did you say? I was just double checking the lines of veils. I apologize. Did you say?
Yes.
Not
Thank you
because
for
you said
doing that.
anything. No, not because you said anything. Just because I was realizing it wasn't on my screen. Did you say why she touched you?
No, I didn't. Why? Does anyone have an idea? Um,
Maybe
I think
go ahead,
I was
Will.
thinking maybe she touched you when she thanked you for the blade, the
oh
hidden
yeah,
blade. Okay, you know.
yeah.
How did that make you feel?
Oh my God. Very flustered at first, which I tried to hide, but of course I wasn't successful because the queen is very attentive. Um, and I think I suddenly understood why everybody is so dedicated to her and so devoted. And I've tried even harder to make everything perfect for her since then. And I'm hoping she will touch me again.
Hmm. Yeah, I feel like we don't see the queen making these kind of affectionate gestures very often.
No.
So it was just like it was a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
I've never told anyone.
Okay, I will draw now.
Yeah.
Oh, that didn't work. Okay, what do you do to disappoint the queen on this journey? Hmm. I think like maybe I haven't been hiding the fact that I want the war to go on very well. Like I'll say things, maybe sort of disrespectful things, saying like, "Oh yeah, like the war, it's not so bad. Like the state of things like that. That the queen maybe doesn't appreciate so much."
Well, tell me, is there any truth to the rumors that you sell weapons to both sides of this war?
Oh, yeah, I'd say there's truth to that. Maybe not that many people know though. It's just like a rumor floating around that I will
Yeah.
always deny.
Yeah.
Well, I've yet to find proof.
But I'm sure someone saw that like there was this one little skirmish at the beginning of our journey, and I think somebody recognized one of your weapons in the enemy's hands.
Yeah, maybe the queen. Maybe that's what disappointed her.
Yeah. Are
Ooh,
you
that's
aware of
bad.
this? Are you aware that she's disappointed with you?
I think she would have told me, and then I
Mm.
would have said like, he could have got that weapon anywhere. I didn't sell it to them.
Yeah.
Not to focus on this character too much. Do you ever leave the retinue for a day or a couple days and then come back?
Maybe I have once.
Cool. I will take the. Saw the queen do something terrible to keep the retinue safe. What was it? Did I come to respect her more or less afterwards. The Queen sent a few of her other servants, a few other people who love her as much as we do. And she sent them alone in a decoy retinue towards the lands of brigands and bandits and certain death. And they went because they love her. And I respect her all the more for it.
Did you wonder whether you would be that dispensable, or did you know that you have more value than they have?
Oh, the Queen would never sacrifice me. All the rest of you, maybe. But no, not I. Yeah.
What makes the Queen beautiful in your eyes? I think I'm going to pass on this one and see if somebody else wants to take it. So I think I pass. Oh, go ahead. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to pass.
I can't remember how it worked. I think I'd be up for answering that, but I'm not sure how that then breaks the rotation, right? I've forgotten.
I think we pass it around to Andrea.
I think
next.
You pass it to the next person in the row, and then if they. So that would be me, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. I think her fierceness is what I find most beautiful. That she has that. She has that look.
Her fierceness, her willingness to do violence to others. Does that not scare you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's actually just a testament to how fierce she is. She doesn't hesitate. Usually.
Just once.
Yeah.
In your face. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
And then,
so I don't. Sorry.
Who draws a card now? This is the bit I'm confused about.
I would say that Robin goes, because I don't think I should have 2 turns. It just says, Chris, basically, you skip your turn.
Interesting. Okay. The Queen had punished you once. What about that memory will stay with you forever? I am maybe okay. I'll pass on this one too.
The Queen punished me once. The memory of that, what will stay with me forever, I mean, beyond the scars, is that I was punished for doing as she asked. She asked me to find the traitor in her midst. It's just a shame it was her brother.
Oh. Yeah.
The Queen says it was clear that, that I could not bring harm to a member of the royal family without paying the price, but I simply followed my Queen's orders because I love her. So that's me skipping my go, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep. The Queen thinks more highly of you than you do of yourself. How do you know this? When she found me, I had abandoned my own kingdom and was posing as a peasant, basically just getting drunk, trying to save my money, but failing at it, and running out of running out of funds more quickly than I should have. Basically, sorry, I'm going to not focus on that. We have alcohol as a line, but basically indulging and abandoning my royal garments, and perhaps the spy master, one of their minions, found me and brought me in, and the fact that she brought me to her side and keeps me in her retinue, and now I'm back in the royal life, even though I'm being treated well as a prisoner, but as a guest type of prisoner. Makes me realize that she sees value in me, even if the value is for her own end.
Right. Why do you think the queen trusts you enough to bring you on this journey? I mean, she knows I've never told anyone about that one secret compartment. And I want to add something, but I don't have an idea. Does anyone else have one?
What's in that secret compartment?
Oh, interesting. Maybe it's not a weapon. Maybe it's
like some token of her, like someone she loved once that like no one really knows about.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I like that. The face
Yeah,
of
I like that. And I've never told anyone, and I'm and she keeps bringing it up when it's just me. She keeps hinting, not directly, she would never do that, but she keeps hinting at it, and I think she enjoys watching me flinch, but I never protest.
How does she
It's
know?
weird for her.
Sorry, Chris, you go forward. You go.
Okay. What, if I can elaborate, what leverage does she have over you back home? Like family members that you left behind, if any?
I mean, I think it's just like if you were with the queen and she discards you, where else are you going to go? You know, you just lose everything. You lose your reputation. You lose because she is powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And plus,
And I've come to enjoy my life at court.
you love her, after all.
Yeah, true. Yes.
You arranged for the queen to be ambushed on this journey. What did they offer you? Oh, okay.
That is such a good question for your character.
Yeah, it all connects with everything. Yeah, so I was colluding with the other side. That's where I went on my little business trip during our journey. What did they offer me? Probably just like more money. Like I'm pretty money driven. I have my weapons business, and like I clearly don't care about the actual, point of the war. I just want to profit off it. Yeah. They just offer me higher pay.
Is there sorry, go ahead, Will.
I was just going to say, given that you want the war to continue, so either the Queen's ambush isn't going to end the war, or is there some other, is it a case of, well, the other side, the people who are ambushing them, once they've conquered here, are you going to be like the weapon supplier for their next invasions? Like, is this the start of a bigger war kind of thing? Like,
I see.
Or do they
Yeah,
just pay you
that
so
makes
much
more
money?
sense. Because, like, I guess if they kill the queen, the war is kind of over, right? But yeah, they're offering me continued business and more business because they're gonna keep going. Yeah, I like that. Thanks.
Yeah.
Do we know why has the kingdom been left behind? Do we know why the queen is leaving, a larger kingdom to be with the retinue? I may have forgotten that it's even been explained.
We're going to go.
I think it said we're traveling because she wants to form an alliance, and we have to go through this dangerous territory.
Okay, so there is a kingdom back home that could be attacked as well. Things like that.
If you look just to the left of the purple X card, the Queen has decided to undertake a long and perilous journey to broker an alliance with a distant power. It actually has the opening text, both sides of the deck.
Oh, written in that
which I
faint.
thought was very cool. Yeah.
That is very cool.
That is very useful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't even know if we're still in the kingdom or elsewhere.
Yeah, I guess
we just know that we're on a journey somewhere.
Yeah, the distant power, right? Like either through their territory, through ours, through somebody else's, who knows. I will draw the next card.
Yeah.
The Queen lights a fire in you. What is it? I'm going to pass. Just for the novelty's sake of it, I'm going to pass that card on.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the Queen has inspired me that perhaps the methods I used to rule were old-fashioned. I was unsuccessful in my kingdom, and that's why I left, out of sort of a self-exile, shame from letting people starve during some kind of natural disaster. And I realized she represents the new, she represents hope, given her fierceness, given her success and her confidence.
Do you ever hope to go back? Do you hope to leave and take these lessons back to your kingdom?
Deep inside, many layers deep, yes, but I might not live long enough for that. I'm really enamored with her, and I have a lot of shame, not only of my initial failure, but the fact that I've left. So I would have to come up with some kind of story, and I'm starting to now concoct lies about not actually having slunk away, but being captured. So if I could find a way to even spin her, having imprisoned me as her having captured me in the first place, perhaps I could distract people from my own failures. And so the short answer is yes. But I'm still deep.
You need a good story, basically, to sell it.
Yeah.
You want to reinvent yourself from your exile. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Nice.
Okay. Why are some others at the royal court jealous of your relationship with the Queen? Because I get to touch her. And you don't.
You also
And
get a
maybe
lot of
someone saw
one-on-one
us.
time.
Maybe someone saw when she was touching me. I don't know if any one of you wants to claim that knowledge.
Oh, well, no one important saw you, of course. There was just you, the Queen, and her maids, and the assistants, and all the people that the Queen takes as part of the furniture, and they talk.
Yeah.
Is she human? Is she divine?
Oh. I feel like she's probably human, but I feel like the way we treat her, worship her, is not treating her like a regular human being.
Well, that's the legend, isn't it? That's what they say. That this family is descended from the gods themselves, from the twin heroes. You know, uh, she may as well be a god.
Yeah.
The queen gave you a compliment once. What was it, and why have her words stayed with you? I think so I love the queen, even though I'm kind of betraying her. And I think this is because we go way back. Like we were friends from when from when we were super young, like maybe teenagers or even kids. And around that time is when I started building weapons just out of sticks and stuff. And, I would give them to her and she would sort of play with them. And like one day I worked really hard on this one spear and she really liked it. And she was, using it and saying like, wow, I really like how this one handles. And this is way better than your past ones. Like, I think, we could we could be partners and officially. Yeah.
Are you
Why
from a
were
different?
Oh,
Go ahead.
sorry, go on.
Are
Oh
you
no.
from a lower class than her, and you've never thought that you would be able to, you know, really, work in her circles, and it inspired you to realize that you could, and not to force it in?
I guess that would make sense. Like she would probably have been like, she probably didn't come from lower class, I'm assuming.
She
So
came from the gods.
yeah, that's the belief. And I was making weapons out of sticks. So yeah, I think we had that class difference. And so her words were even more like impactful.
Yeah. Maybe it was one of these subtle class differences where you're sort of still at the court because, I mean, they're not going to let the future queen play with the peasant children, right? But sort of in the hierarchy of the court, just
Definitely
that
lower.
one bit lower than usual for the kind of ascent you have had in the court. Yeah.
Mm. Cool.
Does it work for you?
Yep.
Cool.
Okay, to draw the next card just before.
Yep.
Yeah. I will say that's one thing that's different in person is that it's much easier to guess when people are done, like to intuit the whole thing.
True.
There is a false rumor about me and the Queen back at the royal court. What is it and how did it start? People believe that I am the Queen's bastard brother.
Ooh.
That her mother had me in secret. How did it start? And that I am actually have a claim to the throne. And how did it start? Well, I started it.
I knew you would say that.
Of course.
Nice.
Amazing.
What did you bring with you to protect the queen? I'm going to pass on this one too.
Oh. I think I'm also going to pass because I don't have another idea than more secret compartments and close things. But I think maybe a weapons person has. as an idea.
This is a little weird because
Yeah.
I'm organizing an ambush on her. So
True. You can still pass the question, and if Will doesn't want it, it just gets taken out of the game.
all right, I'll pass to Will.
Cool.
What did I bring with me to protect the queen? Well, I brought the queen's greatest weaponsmith, a master of spears and swords and all kinds of things. I brought Robin's character.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who is this distant power you're traveling to, and why do they make you uneasy? So I've just found out that we are traveling to my home kingdom.
Oh.
And she wants to broker some kind of trade. And she believes she has the right strategy to say something along the lines of, I'll give you your noble back. And it's a gesture of good faith. But it makes me uneasy because I'm not sure what the story is back home, if they want me, if I'm going to have time to craft my own story, and if in fact they will just laugh at it and reject me.
Does rejection come with a more fatal consequence?
Yeah, if I'm not useful, she won't have a use for me.
I mean, your home kingdom.
The home kingdom as well, yeah. They might. It's true. They might take me. They might take me and deceive me and let me know that everything's going to be okay, and then really stab me in the back.
Yeah, I mean that's basically the entire reason why you're with us on this journey, right? Because everybody's trying to use you for their own purposes. Interesting. So, oh, nice. You're considered ugly by almost everyone you meet. How does the queen make you question that perception? I mean, she touched me, right? She touched me despite the way I look and despite the fact that, I mean, sure, secret compartments in clothes are very useful, but ultimately they don't win you a war. And probably. But for some reason, she's always given me the impression that my work is useful and important to her. And yeah, but mostly she touched me.
You tailor your own clothes?
Sorry?
Or are they just your clothes that you make? You are the queen's tailor. You make the finest garbs in the court, in the land. Is that a thing reserved for the queen and those she likes, or do you get to wear those clothes as well?
I mean, I of course make my own clothes, but I make sure that they're very humble, that they're good quality. Like if you know what to look for, you will know that they are well made, that I'm very capable in my craft. But it must always be very clear that I am the servant in the relationship, and nobody ever should feel like I am raising myself above my station. And I think I'm very intentional and careful about this to demonstrate skill, but sort of let my craft speak for itself and not me as a person.
Almost as though you cultivate an unflattering appearance, and like a well made, but not to not shine so brightly next to your queen.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it helps that I feel like I'm just not considered an attractive person at all. I don't think I wanted, as a player, I don't want to define that further because I don't want to go into this trope of
No, I don't want to go into that either.
you know what you know what I mean. But I think I just don't fulfill the current standards of beauty in this area, and time. Yeah. I
Did she
mean, looking at this
suggest?
queen, I'm probably very, very pale and very, very, I don't know, frail.
Did she suggest at some point that you could feel free to make clothes for yourself, at least make something for yourself as beautiful as you make for her, like make one secret garment for yourself?
I think she has allowed me to use some leftovers, like some trims or something. And I think I've found a way to work them into my clothes. Like the actual trim is like this wide, but you only see like a teeny tiny part of it, but the rest is there and it's inside and I know it's there. And sometimes I touch it and I know it's there. And it what's the word? For me it's sort of a tangible way of that I'm the queen and we have a connection and we are somehow.
The totem.
At least that's what I tell myself. I mean, it's a lot of this stuff is all in my head. But yeah.
Awesome.
You have a personal connection to the land you are currently traveling through. What makes you want to stay and why don't you? So are we traveling through your old kingdom, Chris, or are we in between?
I mean, it's up to you. I'm totally open to that. I mean, it could be that you and I even have a secret alliance, you know?
I was thinking like, because for my character, I think like I want money because I have like a family that I'm supporting. And maybe this family is here in this kingdom. Maybe it's secret though, because I'm not really supposed to be, with someone from another kingdom. But yeah, so I want to stay because I want to support them and spend time with them because I love them. But also I can't because of my duties. Well, not yet. Maybe I will once stuff happens with the ambush, perhaps.
I'm going to pull a card unless anyone's got any questions there. Okay. I was summoned to a private meeting with the Queen once. Why did I feel disappointed afterwards? Normally, when I brief the Queen upon everything that has been told to me, it is not a private meeting, it is a meeting with the council, with her most trusted advisors, with the generals and everything. And I thought, but once the Queen believed me that I had something so vital that it could only be for her ears, that it involved someone who she loved and who loved her. And I felt so disappointed afterwards because she didn't believe me that that her weaponsmith was a traitor and was selling to the other side. She wouldn't hear it. And so I felt disappointed because what use is a spy master who has not the ear of their queen?
Nice.
And we are 4 minutes before the hour. We were only 5 cards away from the end, but preemptively, here we go.
Yes.
The queen is under attack. Do you defend her? So I think that I do defend her. She saved my life, and she has all the leverage to either keep me in her retinue if she finds value for me, or trade me back to my own kingdom. So I want to see that happen.
I think I don't defend her. I was absolutely convinced that I would do everything for this queen, but now that I'm faced with this violence that I've never seen before, because it hasn't touched my area of work and my whole life, and this is horrible and terrible, and I think I just run away and try to hide and don't defend the queen.
Interesting.
That's awesome.
I don't defend her, and I think I basically make it official that I'm on the other side, because then I don't have to hide my family anymore, and I can like more easily serve the other kingdom.
Yeah. Nice.
Well,
Is there a moment? Is there a moment where she reacts to that?
Oh yeah, it's this like really, like she gives me this like look of like just utter shock and maybe not shock. She was already a little bit suspicious about things, but she was just really hurt and saddened, because we go so far back, you know.
I don't defend her. Why do you think I bought the weaponsmith? I knew that it would set this up. I knew that they had these ambitions. I knew that and in the form of the exiled prince, there was the perfect catspaw, the perfect patsy to blame, eager to win the affections back of his kingdom. Simple. And now, well, as the only surviving heir to the royal family, I look forward to my reign.
Oh, no, nice.
Well done.
Very nice.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
I kept wanting to say, and as I depart the queen, I tell her to check that hidden compartment, and she draws out the poison from it, you know, like the way out from the descent. But that was too much. But yeah, that was cool.
No, but this is so good, because before I thought maybe it's poison, but then I couldn't quite work it in.
Poison pill to end her. Oh, that's amazing. Let's do, first of all, does everybody feel comfortable with me sharing this recording?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, I assume that you're going to put it up somewhere on YouTube and put it into the whole Open Hearth.
Yeah, exactly.
Collection.
That's it. That's it.
Fine with me.
So when we hit 2:00 in about 30 seconds, if anybody has to jump, feel free to. I'm going to jump very soon after. Just wanted to do, I'm going to end the recording and do a real quick stars and wishes.